I'm going to show you how you can take long exposures with the Holga camera in the event that, of course it would be nice to have a cable release adapter, but what if you don't have one of those, and the cable release does not thread into the happy little push button. So mysteriously, here's all you need. I prefer to use the nice drafting eraser, but really, honestly, an eraser works pretty well for this. You could go with the classic pink pearl if you wanted. You will need your Holga lens cap. Best reason I can think of to keep it, actually. And some gaffer's tape, or maybe a rubber band, but I'm sort of a fan of the gaffer's tape lately. And you can see I've taped it onto the back of my little eraser. That angle isn't really essential, I use it for drawing too, so it's kind of handy to have that chiseled tip. But I like gaffer's tape because it can stick and re-stick. And so, without further ado, here's how you set it up. Alright, you're going to think I'm crazy, but step one, I cannot emphasize enough, is to not forget to switch the shutter control on the bottom of your camera from N, which is normal, to B for bulb. Because if you don't set it on that and you think you're on bulb and you go out on a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to take pictures on the coast in a boat that doesn't belong to you, of camps that are going away every year because of coastal land loss and erosion, and you were taking pictures inside of one of these camps on a dim day, and you thought you were clever for using really low ISO film, taking long exposures so you'd have that flexibility. If you forgot to switch it, or something happened and it went back to being on N, then maybe when you got back from that shoot, you'd discover that none of your pictures came in. I'm just saying, it could happen. Alright, so I also gotta say, it just seems appropriate to use a carbon fiber tripod if you're going to be shooting with a super lightweight camera. So the first step is, obviously get your settings all figured out, your focus and whatnot. But now, put your lens cap on, holding your eraser so that it's going to push down on that shutter button. Push it down. If you're new to photography, or relatively new, you're probably wincing like, oh my god, no, I'm taking a picture, I can't open the shutter. Fear not, you've got the lens cap on, there's no light getting in. So my shutter's open, and what I just have to remember is that this is the shutter now. So when I take that off, everything's going to start. So I will align my shot. Hypothetically, I would have done that already, but I was, getting this ready for y'all to see. And now it is as simple as knowing what time you need and being ready to deftly pull this off without screwing up your focus and without really jarring the camera. So actually, I seriously would recommend a good solid tripod, probably something that is heavier than a carbon fiber, so that the camera is really not likely to jar during this process. That's the one real downside compared to a legit cable release and adapter. But you simply peel it off, 1/1000, 2/1000. Honestly, the longer exposure, the better, so you might even want to adapt the lighting in whatever shooting conditions you're in, or maybe pull process your film. Maybe seriously do slow it down a little bit to accommodate whatever shutter speed. But just count or use your watch, and when you're done, slide that little lens cap back on. That completes your exposure, and then you just do that, and back up goes your shutter, and And now you're ready to advance to the next frame and take your next picture. Straight up simple as that. You can also apply that to using some of those TLRs, twin lens reflex cameras like the early Yashica mats that didn't have a threaded adaptation to accept a cable release. I used to do that there as well. You know, the button's in a little different position. It doesn't work quite as easily as a Holga, but I used to use an eraser or a little block of wood and a real stout rubber band to kind of just pull and wrap around the bottom of the camera, and it really worked pretty well. So there's a handy little trick for you.